She's a lovely girl. She's been at the Rafael Nadal Academy for multiple years. We talked about the serve being better. It's going to be harder for people to hit a hole through her. It's going to be much more physically combative.
She's got a lot of points to defend next week because she got to the semi-finals.
Yeah, I have a, good lefty, moves exceptionally well, competes.
He had mentioned her hard court game long before the clay season kicked off. That was back when she headed to Mallorca, returning to the Rafa Nadal Academy. This is where the legend of clay court supremacy in tennis truly began. She dedicated a week to honing her skills on that iconic red dirt, preparing for a surface that her critics had been scrutinizing for months. Then she arrived in Linz, Austria, ready to launch the campaign that each of her WTA rivals had been dreading since the draw was released. He pointed out that she might be the toughest opponent to face on the entire WTA tour on this surface. Not the hardest to defeat, but the hardest to go up against. There's a distinction. Rusedski, a left-handed player himself, knows all too well the impact of a left-handed serve, the angles it creates, the psychological pressure it exerts, and how it presents a unique challenge in the minds of those receiving it, different from any right-hander serve. He understands the weight of his words. Rivals in the WTA took note. Ostapenko listened intently. Every player lined up against IGA in potential matchups from Linz to Stuttgart, Madrid, and Roland Garros took notice. Those who claim they're unfazed are likely not being truthful.
Yeah, I have a, good lefty, moves exceptionally well, competes incredibly well. The movement's there. The firepower's getting better. It's a gradual buildup. She's really getting into her body. I like the way she thinks tactically. She's very astute out there.
This isn't just some fan page waving a Filipino flag or a journalist who caught the highlights on YouTube. This is Greg Rusedski, a man who climbed to number 4 in the world. He faced off against legends like Pete Sampras, Andre Agassi, Patrick Rafter, and Roger Federer in their prime. He's seen what Alex IGA can do on hard courts, especially during big events like the Sunshine Double and the Dubai quarterfinals, and he believes she's the real deal. Now, as she approaches the top 10 at just 20 years old, it's crucial to discuss why Rusedski sees clay as the surface that presents the toughest challenge for her. This insight seems to be flying under the radar within the WTA, yet it's a vital read for every opponent who might draw her name in the coming 5 weeks. Left-handed players on clay bring a unique set of challenges. They always have. Think about Rafa Nadal and his 14 Roland Garros titles or Guillermo Vilas's dominance on South American clay. The left-handed serve on this surface is a tactical gem. It creates an angle that pulls right-handed players off the court into territory they struggle to defend. On clay, this serve behaves differently. It bounces higher, kicks more aggressively sideways, and the angle stays sharp longer after it hits the surface. When a left-handed player serves wide to a right-handed opponent's backhand, already a weaker side, the ball kicks further into the court, opening up opportunities that simply don't arise on hard courts. This gives left-handed players a significant edge that opponents need to be aware of. Alex IGA's left-handed serve, which Brad Gilbert rightly pinpointed as a current vulnerability, was exploited by Karolina Muchova in Miami. However, that shot is poised to become significantly more effective on a surface that naturally enhances a left-hander's abilities. Rusedski knows this firsthand. He experienced it himself. He managed to secure wins on clay as a left-handed player that seemed unlikely, particularly against higher-ranked opponents. This success stemmed from the unique opportunities presented by the surface that his serve could capitalize on, leaving his rivals unable to counter effectively.
She is great for the WTA. We need more stars, we need more names, and we need new people. And she opens up a marketplace, and people just love her. Anywhere around the world where there are people from the Philippines, they're always talking about her. What meal can I cook for her? What can I do this? They just automatically, her matches sell out. And to me, she is a huge, huge positive. And I'd love to see her on this surface crack the top 20.
He once mentioned his desire to coach her serve, the fastest serve recorded in professional tennis, no less. This is a man who crafted his entire career around a left-handed shot that revolutionized the sport. He looked at Alex IGA and expressed, "I see the potential in that. I want to help develop it." Just that remark should send chills through every player in the Linz draw. Rusedski isn't referring to a serve that's entirely flawed, he's highlighting a serve that already poses challenges that will only escalate on clay. And he's suggesting there's even more untapped potential. More precision, more velocity, and more advantage to be realized. She's inflicting damage with a weapon that isn't even fully realized yet. Just imagine the impact when it reaches its full potential.
He's like the Manny Pacquiao of the Philippines. He's like a god over there with his fighting career, and they're always so hungry for a new superstar. She's a lovely girl. She's been at the Rafael Nadal Academy for multiple years. We talked about the serve being better. It's going to be harder for people to hit a hole through her. It's going to be much more physically combative.
Manny Pacquiao. When Rusedski draws that comparison, he's not just trying to sell a point. He's capturing what it's like to witness a sports icon embody the spirit of an entire nation. It's a level of pressure that could crush many, yet it hasn't fazed Alexandra. Pacquiao stepped into the boxing ring carrying the hopes of 115 million Filipinos, claiming world titles across 8 weight classes. Now, IGA steps onto the tennis court with that same massive support. Whether in Linz, Stuttgart, Madrid, or Paris, she channels the weight of that passion into motivation, not as a burden. Rusedski has seen countless professional athletes throughout his career. He recognizes the telltale signs of pressure, the expressions on their faces, their body language, and how they handle crucial moments. His bold declaration on his podcast is clear. Alexandra is simply too talented not to break into the top 10. Not a possibility. Not a potential outcome if the stars align. Too good not to. That's the highest form of praise in the realm of sports. It's not about chance, it's about certainty. The top 10 isn't just a goal, it's a matter of when, not if. And this is where the WTA should take notice. Rusedski's admiration isn't without its caveats. He pinpointed what's holding IGA back, and he did so with the accuracy of someone who understands the heavy toll of a weak serve in a player's game.
And the good thing is she has a good attitude. She's working hard. But, you don't want to create this scar tissue when you're playing the top girls and you're losing so easily at times. And I think she will get over that hump. She's too good and she's putting in the effort. And she is great for the WTA. But right now, it's kind of like the likes of Mukova and Boko. Those are the players you're looking to break.
He's spot on with the diagnosis. Brutally, honestly, and accurately spot on. The match against Muchova, which wrapped up with a score of 6-0, 6-2 in just 60 minutes, was fundamentally determined by the serve. Muchova managed to win 80% of her first serve points, while IGA only secured 39%. That discrepancy is alarming, especially considering it's not the first time we've seen this trend. Players like Noskova at Indian Wells and Muchova in Miami have both highlighted the same weakness using a similar strategy, taking time away, attacking the second serve, and leveraging their physical advantage with speed. Rusedski understands this struggle from personal experience. He held the best serve on tour for years and knows the sensation when everything clicks. The serve opening up the court, generating free points, and creating that crucial first strike advantage that shifts the dynamics of every rally before it even begins. He also knows the opposite feeling when things aren't working out. In his comments, he's telling IGA and the WTA that the serve is the key. Resolve that issue, and getting into the top 10 will be a given. However, let's address what the critics who twisted his quote into a narrative of Rusedski criticizing IGA are conveniently ignoring. He immediately added, "The good thing is she has a good attitude. She's working hard and putting in the effort. And I think she's too good a player not to make it into the top 10. Working hard, putting in the effort, maintaining a positive attitude, those aren't just throwaway lines from someone with over 20 years in professional sports. These are the essential traits that distinguish players who hit their ceiling from those who break through it."